It's USL Championship playoff time at WakeMed Soccer Park Salem Stadium, Cary, North Carolina. North Carolina FC 16-10-8 taking on Birmingham Legion FC at 12-15-7. When you break down the final standings, remember only the top 10 make the playoffs from both conferences, and by virtue of that 7th seed, they get a home playoff game. If they win, they'll face the number 2 seed, Nashville. As you look at the brackets right there, the number 1 seed is Pittsburgh, the number 2 seed is Nashville. North Carolina FC would like a date with Nashville this weekend. And hello everybody, I'm Dean Linke. Always great to be with Andrew Tate with NCFC Youth, and you can't beat playoff time, Andrew.
No, I've been looking forward to this ever since the Courage booked their place in the final. I've been really looking forward to this game today, and I'm sure the players are too.
Well, we can't wait. And of course, there's 2 local players in the middle of the park for North Carolina FC. Nasby Abadawi and Dre Fortune. They've been fantastic.
Yeah, 2 really, really talented boys. You know, they've grown up here in Raleigh, but they've really developed and come on and matured. They've both got quality right pegs and are very industrious in their play. And I'm really looking for them to have a real central part in the performance today for North Carolina FC. If
they have a good game, normally North Carolina FC does well. Meanwhile, on the other side for Birmingham, on loan from the Columbus Crew, the big man up top, J.J. Williams.
Yeah, you don't get drafted by an MLS side if you're not a quality player. Obviously, he's got a great ratio of scoring. I think 20-plus goals in his college career at Kentucky. He's taken that into the USL Championship this season with 7 goals, 4 of those coming by his head. And you can see from his size, 6'4". He'll be a presence today and a player that North Carolina FC has to watch out for.
And he's not the only 6'4" giant that could make an impact on this one. Robbie Cristo has 9 goals, most of them off the bench. Look for him to be a super sub for Dave Sarakin. It's USL Championship playoff action. North Carolina FC, Birmingham Legion FC. We'll have the lineups and the kickoff when we return.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, Disaster Recovery Services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
Continental tires are built for the road, connecting you to all of life's adventures. Whether you drive to live or live to drive, Continental tires deliver the performance you need to tackle those adventures with confidence. Continental Tire, for what you do.
A month from now, you'll be a little older. A year from now, you'll be a little wiser. Will you be stronger? Your best is not behind you. Look forward.
Back on the road. Back in the saddle. Back to the land. Back in the game. Back in the swing of things. Back in the groove. WakeMed Orthopedics, the exceptional care you need to get back your life.
Get your heart pumping. It's playoff time, USL Championship style. North Carolina FC, Birmingham Legion FC. That means win or go home time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup first for the home team. Your number 7 seed, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, consistent team here that we've seen. Just 2 changes from the team that played on Saturday. Al-Badawi comes into the middle, and Ben Spees will drift in from that left-hand side. But a consistent back four that's got a lot of minutes, a lot of appearances, and look for that to be the platform from which North Carolina builds today.
All right, that's Dave Sarakin's team. Meanwhile, Birmingham Legion FC, led by Tom Sohn. They got a lot of attacking options, even in the back.
Yeah, and they've mixed things around. They had the luxury on Sunday of knowing they had the 10th seed in the playoffs, so they were able to rest a few boys. So only 5 players that are playing in this starting lineup today had action on Sunday against Pittsburgh Riverhounds. But look for lots of opportunities here for Williams, and right up top, they're going to be a handful, and certainly Comcia and Brotherton have to chaperone them well tonight.
One thing I will say, Andrew Tate, as you look at Tom Sohn, who, like Dave Sarakin, had a nice run in MLS. Matt Van Okel in goal for Birmingham Legion FC. He spent a long time with Minnesota, the former Rutgers goalkeeper. He spent some time with Edmonton. And let me tell you something. Every time he walks into this park, and I talked to him about it before the game, this guy, he stands on his head. He has blinders like some of the most unbelievable saves that have come from him at this park.
Yeah, I know, and watching some of his performances this season, he's been doing that in every other game. So it's not just against North Carolina FC that he does that. But I'll tell you one thing I picked out from this. The only team that North Carolina FC has not scored against this season is Birmingham Legion FC. So there's a lot at stake today, not just extending your season into next week, or into the weekend, sorry. But for North Carolina FC, a bit of a hoodoo to kind of put to bed.
That's a great point. A 0-0 tie and a 1-0 loss for North Carolina FC against Birmingham Legion FC, as we say hello to the great fans, particularly in Alabama. Tom Sohn telling me that he absolutely loves it, and well done, right? First year in the league, and you make the playoffs no matter what your seed. That's a job well done.
Yeah, I think that's the game plan, isn't it, from day one? Hey, let's have a really good first year and see where we go, and to make the playoffs is the bare minimum. They've done that, and obviously for now it's just let's have some fun and let's see where we can take it.
North Carolina FC in their home blues. Birmingham Legion FC in their white, black, and white. As here's Alex Tambakis, who will be in the running for goalkeeper of the year. He's had a fantastic season. Graham Smith sits in front of that back four, and right behind Fortune and Abadawi. So Austin Deleuze getting the start last game, as it was Austin Deleuze night, but Nazmi Abadawi back in there, and then Ben Spies getting the nod over Manny Perez. And part of that reason was you also like what Stephen Miller brings. He's got the experience. This is one right at the top of the 18, and Tambakis has it. But more so, yeah, Manny Perez is electric, but Stephen Miller brings so much experience to the pitch. Yeah,
I think it was some tough decisions, I think, for the coaching staff this week of North Carolina FC. You know, who do you go with? Do you go with Perez? Do you go with Spies? Do you go with Deleuze after last week and the performance he put in? And then up top as well, you had the question mark of who was going to be the number 9. Was it going to be Lomas, Wolo, or Christo? So some really good problems for the coaching staff to answer, and obviously the good thing that they've got now is they've got quality coming off the bench.
There's Lomas, gets his head on it. Marius Lomas got off to that great start to start the season, then broke his foot, went back home, came over a little over a month ago, worked his way back in to starting form, and was named the comeback player of the year for Dave Sarakin's team. There's Dave Sarakin letting the beard grow for the playoffs, as John Bradford, Clint P.A., Nick Platter, part of that coaching staff. That's a pretty good coaching staff.
Not too shabby, I would say, Dean. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of players that have worked under them will have lots of positive things to say, and obviously first-year coaching staff here in NCFC and guiding them to the playoffs. And they'll be hoping to go one further today.
Yeah, like you, Andrew, I get the opportunity to call some games here and there. Georgetown had Daniel Wu last night. Elon had John Walden. Both coaches just singing the praises of John Bradford, calling him the best coach they've ever played for. And they've had a lot of coaches, so that's saying something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice when your players have nice things to say about you, because they don't have to. Not when you're not coaching them anymore, Dean. They've been released of that contract.
Well said. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate. Delighted to be with you on ESPN Plus for USL Championship Eastern Conference playoff action. North Carolina FC, Birmingham Legion FC. 4 minutes in. And when I mentioned the attacking players, Femi on the ball right there, he played forward for Indiana. He's now playing center back. Mikey Lopez, you saw him play the right side, and sometimes even as a withdrawn forward, he's playing right back as that comes across. So I really do feel like Birmingham Legion has attacking players everywhere.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those as a first-year club. They're sort of trying to evolve and trying to figure out exactly the style and where players fit. And the good thing is they've got options. And I certainly, coming into this game, was excited to see them play here in person at North Carolina FC's home, because I think they've just got lots of different things that they can throw at North Carolina FC.
Throw in from Guillen. Touch not there by Abadawi, so now Birmingham Legion FC will have a throw in as Lopez. The word on the street was Andrew Tate was thinking about going with the same hairstyle as Lopez and then thought better of it.
I didn't want to get into that competition, to be honest, Dean, you know.
Big turn here by Birmingham Legion FC all the way across. Flick there by DJ Taylor. He's had a great season as well. Here's Miller. Miller, who, if you remember, was involved in a couple controversial plays for that last game against St. Louis, where he took a shot to the nose where we understand he actually broke his nose. That should have been a card, maybe even a red, and then he was taken down in the box a little later as well. Here comes Birmingham Legion FC. Dangerous early on. Over the ball is the big man, J.J. Williams. Had it for a second. Trying to run it down there is Brotherton. And Brotherton now with his left foot will send it forward. Zachary Harava wears 21. And you'll see him underneath the two forwards for Birmingham Legion FC. It feels like a 4-4-2 for Birmingham Legion FC. What are you seeing, Andrew?
Yeah, I think Williams will definitely drift off to this right-hand side to try and give him a little bit more balance, but he'll get as close to Brian Wright as he can. But yeah, I agree. I think Sigi will sit sort of deeper in that midfield, almost like a diamond at times, with Johnson floating around, a bit of a free roll, and Prosper doing what he does best.
Drake Fortune had it for a moment. Good ball over the top. Alex Kamsia, the former star at North Carolina, just 1 year out of college, has pretty much been the starting center back with Sam Brotherton since day one under the Dave Sarakin regime.
Yeah, walking through the new locker rooms and halls at UNC today. I saw his face on the wall there as a local legend there at UNC. So a player obviously very well thought of in this area and had obviously achieved some great things in the game so far at a young age.
Taylor over to Fortune. Fortune trying to thread it to Miller. Miller. And there is Femi, will knock it out. Femi Hollinger Jansen is his full name. He has been fairly public about, you can just call me Femi, that works.
You're not going to argue with him when he says that, are you?
No, he was a talented player there for Indiana. He scored the winning goal against Georgetown in the 2012 National Championship to give the Hoosiers the NCAA title. They can't ever take that away from them. Guillen now to Brotherton. The Oak City supporters, no matter the day, no matter the time, they are ready. Fortune just a step late. Now Birmingham Legion FC will try to get it out of trouble. There's some big boys. You got Brian Wright, who's the Canadian, along with J.J. Williams, 6'4", 6'3", and there's some beef in there too.
Yeah. They've got a bit of everything, I think, and that's the tough one for North Carolina FC, to figure out how exactly to play this Birmingham Legion side. But I think they've really tried to focus on what they're doing and things that they did well. I think Saturday was a bit of a slow start against St. Louis, but they grew into the game, created lots of chances, especially second half, and got some bad luck at times, but still managed to get the win, and I think that was really encouraging them going into today.
Graham Smith. Dave Sarakin spending a little extra time with me talking about Graham Smith and number 33, Aaron Gann. Here's Ben Spees. Spees, good ball, trying to find Lomas. Miller takes a look, decides to trap it first. Miller will turn. Fortune, he's got his buddy DJ Taylor, real good friends. Good ball, trying to find Lomas. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC, 9 minutes in.
That was a great first touch from Stephen Miller there. Plucked that out of the sky and was able to get the attack on the front foot. Dre Fortune finds DJ Taylor. Oh.
Van Okel still down as Lomas trying to get to it. We're just 9 minutes in. Femi play it out of the back. Kyle Fisher.
And Sid Dean's a player that I've really enjoyed watching recent weeks. He born in Ghana, he grew up and idolising Michael Essien, and I can certainly see that in his play. He covers a lot of ground, and he's almost like a one-man midfield at times. And I think before I found out Michael Essien was his favourite player, I likened him a lot to N'Golo Kante, just for the amount of work that he gets through and the job that he does.
Played forward here to Lopez. Lopez. Ben Spies right behind him. They try to get it back to Lopez. Now here's Ben Spies. Plays it forward to Lomas. And I believe we'll call a handball on Lomas. "11 minutes in. Just that early corner kick so far for North Carolina FC. Femi. Over to Williams.
I think Coach Dave Sarachan a little bit disappointed with Dre Fortune's reactions a couple of times. There was one point earlier he lost the ball and didn't quite show that desire to win it back straight away, and that's a mentality they've got to get on top of straight away so that they can really take advantage today, because there's going to be no second chances. You know, you don't get the job done today, it's all over. I think it's a tough one for North Carolina because Birmingham Legion, they were out. They were on the outside looking in for so much this season. Started the season so poorly. You know, the first 18 games they had 14 points or something silly, and then a 1-0 win here kickstarts them on a 9-game unbeaten streak and a 650-minute shutout streak. I mean, it all started here, so they've got good memories here, and that's something North Carolina got to get that first goal and get on top of things.
Yep, and show that urgency. Well said, Andrew Tate, as they play it wide to Miller. Miller. We'll earn another corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. 12 minutes in. Second corner kick for North Carolina FC. Graham Smith, both hands in the air, driven in, far side. Brotherton gets his head on it. Sent out of there by Femi. Now Dre Fortune will run it down. Camcia will give it to DJ Taylor. You did a nice job breaking down the choices that Dave Sarachan had. One of the issues is Donovan Iwolo not 100%, because I think if he was, he probably would have got the start because he's earned it. His work rate this year has been almost second to none.
Yeah, and in speaking to some of the coaching staff, I was quizzing them about that. You know, how did you determine that? And I think it's one of those. I think Donovan thinks he's 100%. You know, and I think that's part of the problem. He's an honest boy. He's a good team player. But either way, he wants the team to win and will contribute any way which he can. So look for him to maybe make an impact in the second half.
Fortune and Matt Van Oekel. As we told you earlier, Matt Van Oekel has made so many saves at this stadium on this field. Too many to count, as he has denied a lot of great shots. That's another good one from Fortune.
Yeah, that's that right foot from Dre Fortune. We saw him create an assist for the big goal on Saturday, and that's the quality he's got on it there. A different type of strike, driving at a goal, but Van Oekel was equal to it there.
Matt Van Oekel played for Bob Riasso at Rutgers. Bob ended up coming back to Pfeiffer and coaching that team to great success, and now he's over in Egypt. This one's sent across. Van Oekel will leave it. Good communication there. And now the former forward from Kentucky, Williams, sends it out. Miller try to hustle for it. Hard tackle from Miller. Wins it back. Turning with it. Good ball over. Smith finds Spies. Spies takes a look. Another deflection. Another corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
North Carolina starting to turn the screw a little bit here, build the pressure and ask those questions of that Birmingham Legion back line. The first goal is so crucial here, and speaking to the coaching staff, they know what sort of a record they've got when they get that first goal, and getting that confidence and getting on top of Birmingham Legion here could be the difference in getting the result.
Driven low and hard, but right at a white jersey. Spies will give Smith another chance to send one over. Spies has made himself available. Ben Spies on it. Ben Spies Good looping ball, finding Brotherton. Lomas, a swing and a miss.
That's the third time they found Brotherton on one of these set pieces.
Miller. Femi sends it out. Miller. Back over to Ben Spees. Guillen's coming if he needs him. Nazmi Abadawi also calling for it. It'll be Guillen. Smith. Abadawi could have gone down. He stayed up. He's through. I don't know if he thought he was offside or just didn't like the pace of that play as Van Oko had it.
It's a tough one. It's almost like a straight ball for a straight run, which very rarely you're able to execute that. You've got to be really perfect with that. But you can see that's the link-up we talked about early in the pre-match stuff. Dean, Al-Badawi and Fortune getting on the ball, combining. The chance before for Fortune was when they good pressing from Graham Smith behind those two, and Fortune got the shot. So that's a real opportunity for them to really dominate this game just through those three.
"16 minutes in, still no score." Fisher. Williams. And back by Abadawi. Just a little bit too casual at the moment. Taken back by Birmingham Legion FC. Lopez makes the run on the right side. He's waiting on it. Now he'll get it. Lopez has it. Play it back. Middle of the park. Come see you back to DJ Taylor. Minimal pressure from right. Good ball to Miller. Miller. Miller, so much strength. Stephen Miller staying with it. Miller drops it over Lomas. Little touch back across. Good idea once he made that touch to not shoot but try to find Fortune. But Birmingham there before Fortune could get to it.
Yeah, fantastic bit of play from Stephen Miller. And then Lomas, I thought, was a really clever touch to take, and then just maybe not enough bodies in the box there for North Carolina. It had to be a perfect ball back. Maybe a trailing runner from midfield there coming in could have picked up the pieces and got him onto the score sheet there. But good opportunity and good persistence from Stephen Miller. That's the attitude that the captain needs to display to really drive his team forward today.
Think about the fact that here at home at Wakebed Soccer Park, North Carolina FC has scored 40 goals. As a team, Birmingham Legion hasn't scored 40 goals all season. They've scored 35. 40 goals here at home for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable record. For Birmingham Legion, I don't really know what the problem is. I think today you can sort of see with the tweak in the system as well and maybe play a bit of a different look today from recent weeks. It sort of says to me that the coaching staff's trying to find those solutions, trying to generate those opportunities. Because you look at the talent in the field, there's certainly goals out there. I think he's just trying to get those pieces of the puzzles to fit, nice and tightly.
You saw Tom Sohn. Tom Sohn actually played in Major League Soccer and coached in Major League Soccer. He's from originally Chicago, but telling me before the game he really does enjoy Birmingham, says it's a great city.
Yeah. Always helps when you've got that marriage of the two. You enjoy your job, and you enjoy where you live, and it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, you're good to go. Well said, Andrew. Wright can't get to it before Guillen. Lopez will let it roll out of bounds, and Lopez will have the throw in over in front of the North Carolina FC bench. 19 minutes in, no score. You win, you advance, you lose, season's over. That's simple.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. I think just for Birmingham Legion to have this opportunity, which they didn't foresee happening after the start of the season, makes them a very dangerous prospect today. For North Carolina, they could feel sorry for themselves. Oh, we could have avoided a playing game if we'd have finished 6th. And got a result somewhere along the way. But it doesn't matter today. Everyone's equal. It's about who's going to be the better team and who's going to advance.
Brotherton. Let's find Guillen. Guillen. Fortune will let it through to Lomas. Lomas turning with Femi on him. Femi's not a natural defender, so we'll see what can happen. Miller's got Taylor, overlapping run. He knew it was there. Taylor, back over. Oh, Nazmi Abadawi. And how about North Carolina FC?
What a goal, Dean. What a goal. Lomas there, great hold-up play. Does really well. Stephen Miller, this is as cute as you like. Just waits for DJ Taylor's run. And then Al-Badawi's hanging out. DJ Taylor picks his head up, pulls it back to him. And Al-Badawi just sweeps it home from about 6 yards. Fantastic goal for North Carolina. I think it's thoroughly deserved based on the start they've had. And we've got an unbelievable record for North Carolina FC. When they score the first goal, 14-0-3 when scoring first. So for Birmingham Legion, they'll be hoping they can be the exception to that rule, as they have been most of this season for North Carolina.
Fourth goal of the season for Nazmi Al-Badawi in limited time. His sample size is smaller because he was with FC Cincinnati for quite a bit of that time. Went overseas for a few weeks as well, but Nazmi Al-Badawi returning to form, and a brilliant goal. But for me, the man who gets credit for that goal is Stephen Miller. He knew that Taylor was there, and clearly they were communicating, as you said, as cute as can be. Dropped it to Taylor, and then it was on. Without that play from Miller, you don't get there.
Yeah, without the run from Taylor. It's a great combination of the two, and they've linked well, obviously, whenever they've played together this year. But the way he drifted in onto his left foot, I was expecting him to shoot. So lo and behold, I felt sorry for the defender, because he sold it so well on his weaker left foot to then just clip it down the side for Taylor. Set up perfectly, but that was probably one off the training ground, I think, that they've been working on for a while there. It was really well executed.
So how about Nazmi Al-Badawi, and how about North Carolina FC? A 1-0 lead, 21 minutes in. And then you heard their incredible record when they scored first. DJ Taylor looking for Lomas. Van Oekel lets that one slip through his fingers, and I may have jinxed Van Oekel. I don't know if I've ever seen him even give up a goal at this place.
Don't think he had a lot of choice there, did he? Unfortunately, it was a great work, really well worked move, and then a fantastic finish from Al-Badawi, which I don't think it mattered who was in goal there, Dean, unfortunately for Birmingham.
Taylor will bring it back. The road to the 2019 USL Championship Final continues Saturday with a full slate of conference quarterfinal games beginning at 3 Eastern on ESPN+. For specific match dates and times, visit uslchampionship.com and tune in for every minute of playoff action on ESPN+. Femi, again, not a natural center back, so we'll see how he does. Fortune over to Al-Badawi. Al-Badawi now finds Spies. Spies! Trying to get it through Femi, and Femi will head it out of there. Graham Smith.
Dave Sarakan forcing his team play forward here. Don't let them out. Come on, stay on the front foot. Keep asking questions. I think looking at Birmingham Legion, they're still trying to figure out, especially when they conceded that goal now, it's like, are we happy with where we're at with different players in different spots, different luck? You know, that can almost really affect your confidence coming into this.
Brotherton.
But the last thing North Carolina wants to do is give up an easy one here, a sloppy bit of play. They've got to stay focused, stay true to what the game plan is.
Alex Kamsia trying to find Miller. Bring it back to Van Oekel, who's not afraid to initiate the attack with long balls. So look for him to boom them long, and then they'll try to win those second and third balls with the Giants, Williams, and right up top. And you see Williams going into Guillen, and Guillen down on the ground.
I don't think there's any malice here, not seeing the replay, Dean, but just I don't think there was any malice there. Just a big boy going up, trying to make himself big to bring it down on his chest. And it looks like he just caught Guillen. There we go, just the arm, just as he's coming down there off balance, just sort of trying to balance himself out, and he catches Guillen. He doesn't know he's there, so it's completely accidental. Not much you can say about it, but for Guillen who gets the slap, no consolation to him, I'm afraid.
You see the referee wants Guillen to talk to the trainer. It's all about just the concussion protocol. So now
this is more of a slap, I think, than a bang. Guillen's certainly too tough to let him stay off the field for too long. And they're having the conversation now. Do you hear this all the time? I hear referees all the time, keep your arms down. Well, it's hard to jump and balance yourself if you're like a penguin, you know what I mean? Penguins don't play football for a good reason.
So Guillen ready to come back in. And he's back in. So back to 11v11, 25 minutes in. North Carolina FC. Nasby Abadawi with the goal. Flag is up. On the other side, it'll come back here now to North Carolina FC. It'll be interesting to see how they handle these kind of free kicks with that 1-0 lead. If it was zeros, perhaps more patience, try to send it to the 18, but 1-0, they don't necessarily have to always send it into the 18 from this deep. See what they do. They got Taylor open on the right.
Try to find Sam Brotherton like their last 4 set pieces coming in. They got a little switch up.
Graham Smith. Now Guillen. Abadawi. Guillen looks to be okay. Gets it back to Nasby Abadawi. Abadawi's got to go already. Abadawi looking to add an assist, but it'll go right to Van Oekel. "26 minutes in, Nasby Abadawi with the only goal. It's 1-0 North Carolina FC. If they win this game, they'll face Nashville this weekend.
Tip to the coaches there. Obviously back in the lineup today, sat out the game, came off the bench in the last game. A bit of a cameo appearance replacing Austin Blues, but getting the nod today and coming up with a big goal early on.
Miller. Van Oekel outside of the 18. It'll be a throw-in. Good pressure from Stephen Miller. Miller's having himself a Miller time kind of game.
Absolutely. Doing the captain's job, leading by example in everything he does, off the ball and on the ball. Even with a broken nose, Dean, right?
Yeah, how about that? Guillen. Bring it back to Tim Bacchus. Actually, fans still coming in. Not a bad draw, all things considered. Wednesday night, school night, state fair going on. A lot of different activities. Oak City supporters always making some noise, getting behind the team. 27 minutes in, Birmingham in possession. They'll put it back to the midfield circle. Now Lopez. Abadawi keeping an eye on him. That's NC State versus North Carolina. Femi. Puts it on the ground. DJ Taylor got the first touch. Williams will clean it up.
Birmingham just struggling to really figure out how they're going to carve out an opening at the moment. There's very little of very controlled possession here, but they're not really causing any sort of threat or asking a question of the back four of North Carolina. See, Alex Tambakis, bit of a spectator at the moment.
Ben Spees comes in pretty hard on Lopez.
Yeah, Guillen miscontrols it. Lopez does a good job of getting in there. They both got their studs up, so I think it's a bit harsh on Ben Spees there. But
yeah,
after the referee kind of decisions that went against them on Saturday, I think that's nothing, is it? It's all relative.
Taken away. Taylor first gets it to Miller. Miller gets it to Fortune. Now Smith will use Brotherton. Brotherton, seeing that Guillen had a little pressure on him, tried to create some space. Now they give it to Guillen. Smith, good ball over to Taylor. Taylor's going to turn with it. Taylor. Oh, if that goes through, Spees was ready. Miller didn't know that. Abadawi's on it. Abadawi looking for a nutmeg, middle of the field. That's a turnover. It'll come back here to Birmingham Legion FC. Right, going to run downhill. Williams. And the touch gets away. It's a good thing it did. Unfortunate turnover there as North Carolina FC was stringing it along right down the field. Great run by Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. They were building out really well here. It kind of looked like they could get themselves into a dark alleyway and get into some trouble, but really great switch of play to DJ Taylor, who bombed forward. And like you said, I think it was meant for the next player over because it had a lot of pace on it as it was zipped into the player who received it. But those are the things they've got to watch out for. Birmingham Legion on the break, especially with Brian Wright and JJ Williams. One turnover, one ball in behind, and we were in trouble. They're definitely in trouble there. But thankfully, Brotherton got the foot in and the ball went to Tambakis.
Good turn here by Fortune. Fortune is in. Fortune decides to bring it back to either Abadawi or Miller. Pretty unselfish as he was in. And he decided to square it, but there was no blue jersey there.
Unlike Dre Fortune to pick the wrong option in that situation. did really well to spin the defender. And then it's one of those where maybe just got a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too casual in that situation. But that's what sets it up, the casualness, the composure. They're just looking for that cutback the way we got Al-Badawi connected last time. Maybe the shot across the goal and Tess Van Urkel, maybe the better option in hindsight.
30 minutes in, 1-0 North Carolina FC. Al-Badawi with the goal. Fisher will build it out of the back for Birmingham Legion FC. First year in the league, and they make the playoffs. Wright with Brotherton all over him. Al-Badawi comes in, so does Spies. Wright stays with it.
And he's a player, they've got to get on the ball more. Ryan Wright, they've got to get him involved. And there you can see the ball goes into him. He's got 3 North Carolina players all around him. Not the position we want him in, but they've got to try and find ways to get the ball and get support to him.
Sia to Miller. Now Taylor. 31 minutes in, Brotherton. Spies. Spies trying to stay with it. It'll stay with North Carolina FC. Good work by Ben Spies. Quick throw into Al-Badawi. Al-Badawi will win it back. That's what you're talking about, right? If you lose it, go fight and get it back, right, Andrew?
Absolutely, yeah. If you sit off, and then that's when the problems come. If you can just have that reaction straight away, you lose it, nip it back. And so far, so good for North Carolina FC. The reaction's been there. Started a little slowly, but they've warmed, and they're looking solid at the moment. And the reaction's there, I think, in terms of the defensive responsibilities when they lose the ball.
Fisher finds Lopez. Johnson shows, but they go back to Femi.
North Carolina FC just doing a really good job of making play predictable. Struggling to find those penetrating passes into Wright, into Williams. Daniel Johnson doing his best to make runs, but not finding the ball at the moment.
The scouting report on Wright is he's a great target in the air. He's got great strength and pace, dangerous around the goal. The one thing they do say is he'll take some time off defending. So we'll see what he does up there with Williams. Johnson over to Lopez. Johnson will turn back in. So here's Femi. Spent some time with the New England Revolution. We'll lose it. Fortune. Over to Taylor. Taylor's got Miller.
And I think with North Carolina FC more of like a possession team, but today I think they're quite happy at times to let Birmingham Legion have it and then be the counter-attacking team, especially sitting on this 1-goal lead. Because you can see Birmingham Legion maybe overthinking things a little bit and not having that confidence to really penetrate and go forward, and that tentativeness can almost play against you.
Fortune hit that one out of bounds. I did look down based on what you said earlier, and Dave Sarakin again was shaking his head. Fortune's been solid, but he's had a couple turnovers. Just got to sharpen it up a little bit, right?
Yeah, there's boys on the bench that'll come in and do a job. So you don't want to Wally Pipp, do you, Dean?
Birmingham Legion with Spies stepping in. Spies admittedly likes to play more centrally. Tough ball for Brotherton. Brotherton comes in there pretty hard. It'll be a free kick opportunity.
And that's that disconnection. You can see at times they're sort of looking at each other. Who's going for this? And this is exactly what happens here. Brotherton leaves it for Guillen. Guillen leaves it for Brotherton. Johnson nips in there and gets the ball first and wins the set piece in a really good area for them here.
Brotherton lucky he didn't get a yellow there, and I think he knows it. I don't know if you saw that replay there. The ball was gone. The ball was nowhere around.
Sounds like my whole career. It was gone. It was there when I went for it, you know.
Johnson over the ball. Just a 2-man wall here for North Carolina FC. Ben Spies, Graham Smith.
Big boys in the box for Birmingham Legion.
Yeah, that's well said. Femi has got some height. You know about Williams. You know about Wright. Johnson, good swerving ball, far post. It'll be loose, big wind up, and it's in. Just like that, we're tied at 1. I think Femi may have got the final touch. A big old roundhouse swing from Kasim, and not enough urgency to at least slow down that big roundhouse swing. And I think either Femi or Wright somewhere in there knocked it in. We're tied at 1.
Really disappointing from North Carolina FC's point of view. Just a sucker punch. You know, two defenders looking at each other. They give up the set piece. Good ball from Johnson to the back post. Fisher does well to keep it alive, just nodding it back into a dangerous area. Kasim's there, left foot, swipes it across the 6-yard box, and Femi, just with that outstretched right pink cleat, gets his big toe to it and guides it home. But just a lot of North Carolina defenders just looking around and unfortunately not reacting to the situation. And now we find it's all tied up.
So North Carolina FC finally got a goal against Birmingham Legion FC, but Birmingham Legion FC with the assist from Kasim, Femi with the goal, and we're tied at 1. So that is the value of having a center forward play center back coming forward on free kick opportunities.
That poacher's instinct, right? Just stick out a boot and get something on it. Being alive to those second chance opportunities.
First goal of the season for Femi. So the former Indiana Hoosier has tied it. North Carolina FC have 3 Hoosiers on their roster in Austin Poncho, Tim Mel, and Justin Rennicks. Air ball, now over to Lopez.
Now the tide turns. You know, it was North Carolina FC full of confidence after that first goal and looking for the second and pushing. And it's amazing how the game just swings the other way. And one little opportunity, and now it's 1-1. And Birmingham Legion now looking like the more confident of the two sides.
And you talk about all the time in the world for Kasim to just unload some power, and that's a lot of times how goals can happen, right? When you can unleash it. Now he's on it again, down near the end line, off the head of Abadawi. Now Spees will touch it away. Marius Lomas has it for a second, battling with Fisher, and he'll slip down. Lopez with Guillen on him. Guillen feeling some pressure. Spees. Lomas. The referee says no to Lomas. That one's going to roll out of bounds. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Matt Van Oekel has seen his team tie it. It's that man Femi who gives it back to Van Oekel, who got the little touch. Miller creating the turnover. Miller gets rid of it on time. Back over, and Spees was open, but they play it behind Ben Spees. Hustling over is Lopez. Quick throw in for Birmingham Legion FC to Johnson. Johnson spins around Smith. 39th minute, we're tied at 1. Right. He's got Williams on his right. Harival also there. Johnson, overlapping run. Johnson will get it. Johnson deflected off Brotherton. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, Birmingham Legion FC.
Great opportunity there for Birmingham Legion. They were on the front foot, bodies forward. Thankfully for North Carolina FC, it's gone behind for a corner, but that was a great opportunity, and they look a lot more confident now with that goal behind them. Something they struggled with all season, but we'll see. Interesting to see where they go from here.
Corner kick for Birmingham. Tied at 1. Johnson. This is dangerous. Still loose as Lomas missed it. We've seen Lomas offensively miss his headers, and that time defensively he missed his header.
Yeah, not the time to be ducking out of things or miscuing in your own box. These are big, big moments now. You know, North Carolina had that chance with Fortune and a couple of other moments before Birmingham Legion got on the board. And you look at those moments, they could be big, big points at the end of the season, or the end of the game to be looking back at.
40th minute, tied at 1. Stay with us at halftime as we'll get you caught up on everything going on in the USL. Exciting times. More teams being added and one team bumping up to MLS, Sacramento. Lopez taken down there by Abadawi. And Abadawi looks like he's going to get a card. So Abadawi with the yellow.
Just a little bit late to the party there, Al-Badawi. Very similar to Brotherton's tackle a moment ago. I think Al-Badawi didn't do a good job of selling his remorse on that one. He was angry at himself. And the referee said, well, if you're angry at yourself, I better throw you a yellow card at the same time.
Daniel Johnson, midfielder from Georgia. As you see the yellow card to Nazmi Abadawi. Good look at Alex Tambakis. Johnson has been serving some pretty good balls in, far side. As Miller takes a knock to the head.
Just what he needs, right? His melon's taking a beating at the moment.
Yeah, certainly coming off that St. Louis game, couple of collisions. Fans, the USL is proud to unveil its elite youth platform, the USL Academy. The innovative new platform will allow clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth talent and compete at the highest level across the United States, including in the National USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Tambakis will keep it on the ground to Guillen. Lomas. Fortune. Back over to Miller. Miller takes a look. Back over to Lomas. Lomas goes down to the ground, doesn't get the call. I think that's spot on by the referee as it looked clean, at least from distance. Guillen wins it back. Spees going with it. Spees now has got Fortune. He'll use him. Fortune right back. It'll come all the way over to Guillen. Guillen's got Lomas in there again. Lomas knocks it down, leaves it. Fortune. Van Oekel with the save. They play it back. Wait, that was played back to the goalkeeper. Did the referee see that? They're going to call corner kick, but wasn't that played back to the goalkeeper?
I'll be amazed, Dean, if he's playing that back deliberately. Because I think it's one of those. I think he just completely miscued his clearance. Great touch from Lomas. Fortune latches onto it. Van Oekel spills it, and Fisher, you can see he's trying to clear it, and it just comes off the wrong part of his cleat, and Van Oekel was alive to it, and thankfully for Birmingham Legion, he's been able to steer it wide for a corner, because that could have been disastrous.
How about that? Corner kick, North Carolina FC. Oh, and Brotherton looked like he got a piece of it. Van Oekel had slid all the way over anyway. That ball driven in there by Smith.
Brotherton proving a real focal point on the set piece, and that's the 4th time he's got on the end of something in the Birmingham Legion penalty box. Unfortunately for him, wasn't able to steer it on target, but got it down and asked a question of the Birmingham Legion keeper.
Third minute. Van Oekel. J.J. Williams able to win it first. Miller. What hasn't Miller done in this game so far? He's been on.
Yeah. It's a real testament to his character. Broken nose, 2 places, winning headers, he's chasing things, it's not affecting him. He's a leader by example, as I spoke about earlier, and I think he does everything, doesn't he? Any position, anywhere, anytime. You know what you're getting from Stephen Miller.
Inducted into the Colgate Hall of Honor this year. Guillen taken down by Johnson. Let's take a look at this play again here. So,
yeah, it's a great save from Van Oekel, but you can see Fisher is trying to steer it away from goal, and it comes off the inside of his boot, and Van Oekel has to be alive and react to it. Credit to him, he could be looking to the stands to see where this ball's going, but it's just a complete miscue from Fisher.
Okay, so obviously because of the miscue, they can't call it a back pass, is what you're saying.
It's got to be deliberate, yeah. For a pass back to be called, it's got to be a deliberate decision, and if he's doing that deliberately, then it's a great disguise on the pass.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't deliberate, but man, Van Oekel had to make a big save just to keep it at ones.
I think that's that Gulp moment you were talking about on Saturday, Dean, because that's a horror moment for a defender. Sadly, I can remember those moments myself all too well.
We will have some added time. I'm going to guess 2 minutes. Haribo, long run. Fortune gets a piece of it. Here's Abadawi.
I've got to say, Dean, this 45 minutes has flown by.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those you're not going to get a second chance. Every minute is going to count today.
Marius Lomas knocked to the ground, so just 1 minute.
You see Thompson disappointed with his captain there. Poor decision to give up that foul in that area. Lomas wasn't going anywhere. He's facing the sideline. And now North Carolina FC gets a free kick and a little bit wider than the goal that Christo scored on Saturday. But with Spies and Fortune over it, and Brotherton coming forward, this is a great opportunity to end the half on a positive.
Spies looks really interested. Brotherton is a quality target. Spies looking for Brotherton. Sent out of there by Williams. Ian's going to let it roll out of bounds. Still time here for North Carolina FC. Not played that full minute of added time yet. Spies over to Lomas. Lomas, what a turn. Lomas, can he get to it? Kept alive, but that could do it as it rolls out of bounds. Referee looks, and that is. And how about that? North Carolina FC gets the early goal from Abadawi, but then Femi, the center back, ties it. It's 1-1.
Yeah, really finely poised game. I think coming into it, no one knew which way this game was going to go because records go out the window, form goes out the window. It's all about what you do today. And you know, North Carolina, I think North Carolina probably the better team for the majority of the first half. But that little spell, 10-15 minutes where Birmingham Legion came in, scored an important goal, and now we're back to even. And second 45 is going to be really, really interesting to see where it goes.
2:45, it's North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1. You win and advance. You don't win, you are done. We'll be back with more here at halftime from WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary on ESPN+.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, disaster recovery services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
Continental tires are built for the road, connecting you to all of life's adventures. Whether you drive to live or live to drive, Continental tires deliver the performance you need to tackle those adventures with confidence. Continental Tire, for what you do.
A month from now, you'll be a little older. A year from now, you'll be a little wiser. Will you be stronger? Your best is not behind you. Look forward.
Back on the road. Back in the saddle. Back to the land. Back in the game. Back in the swing of things. Back in the groove. WakeMed Orthopedics, the exceptional care you need to get back your life.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium, Cary, North Carolina. The youngsters having a good time here. It's USL Championship playoff action. An early goal from Nazmi Abadawi, but it was answered by Femi for Birmingham Legion FC. So through 45, we're tied at 1. We welcome you upstairs. Hello again, everybody. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate. And Andrew, your thoughts on the first 45?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly, I think, what we expected, that there was going to be a tough battle for both teams. It's do or die right now, and North Carolina came out, got the goal. You're thinking they're going to carry on from here and just drive it home, and they were a great record. But Birmingham Legion just showing they're a dangerous proposition right now.
What do you think Dave Sarakin's saying to his team right now, Andrew?
I think he's saying it's got to be better. You know, you can't take any chances now. They're a better side than Birmingham Legion. They've been like that all season. But they've got to get back to the way they're on the front foot and asking questions. They're a little bit tentative, and I think they kind of fell into a little bit of a comfort zone at times there, and that's what allowed Birmingham Legion back into the game.
All right, let's remind everybody how we got to this point and why the 7 seed is playing. As you take a look at the final standings, they have the play-in game, so that means the 7 and 8 seeds get to host a game against the 9 and 10 seeds respectively, while Pittsburgh and Nashville are just sitting there waiting, salivating, because they'll get the extra rest.
Yep.
Whoever wins these games, they get limited rest as they head into the playoffs. And let's take a look at, there's obviously 4 play-in games going on right now, Andrew.
Yeah, and it's do or die now, so it's every game, every minute matters. For North Carolina FC, I think they're hoping they'll probably do what the Hurricanes did, off some very little rest, win today, go into the next game, and rest goes out of the window. It's about emotion, it's about performing, it's about bringing your A game, and it doesn't matter whether you're the 1 or the 10 seed. It's all about knockout football now.
That's the Eastern Conference side of the thing. And, of course, the Western Conference also going on as these are the other games. So you've got Ottawa and Charleston tied at 1, and then a little later, obviously, as we head out toward the West Coast, the other 2 play-in games.
Tasty fixtures, and you can see from Ottawa, Charleston, nobody's turning up just for a fun game of soccer. Everyone's here. They see themselves as potential champions, and it's going to be the best team on the night that's going to come out on top.
All right, speaking of champions, USL League One just celebrated their championship, and the USL Championship had a great week last week. Let's look at both. Great work, as always, from USL Productions.
North Texas Soccer Club, Greenville Triumph. Who will be the one? Going for goal, a great save from Zobek. Almaguer going for goal, pushed aside by Jay. Reflecting around, the shot coming, and it's in! The opening goal for North Texas. And there's the final whistle. North Texas Soccer Club, #1 in League One. Served in. Glover will take his shot. He fires it home. In the ball. Oh, it's excellent finish. Right in. Box over there. Shot. Tries to find Mancelli, who takes it out of the air and forces a brilliant save. That's a great goal.
Post. Mordida puts it in. Big shot. He scores.
He's going to take a shot, and Tambakis diving a period away.
Back in, finds the head of his man, and Reno has leveled.
Still Saxini. It's a drive, and what a save by Matt Pickens.
Bodies in front of him. Can he pick it out? It's a shot down. It's off the post and in. It's right on. What a hit. New Mexico equalizes in the dive offense.
Brown, oh! What a goal that is!
Will deliver the cross, and Olsen Smith it.
We had Lambert. Oh, he put it in!
Huge save there from Diego Restrepo.
Watch this.
Goal! Orange County!
Ropapa with the left foot. That's a spectacular save from Castanera.
Great action, USL Championship style. Young and old having a good time here. Halftime, USL Championship playoffs. North Carolina FC, Birmingham Legion FC tied at 1. Let's take a look at the USL Championship Team of the Week as Lewis from Charleston The player of the week had 1 goal and 2 assists in their last 2 home wins. Trey Muse, another former Hoosier, he had 13 saves in that 1-1 draw at New Mexico. Boluak Yodi used to play for this club, getting it done for Nashville. Enzo Martinez, always a pass against North Carolina FC, made the team with the Charlotte Independents. Kyle Murphy scored 2 goals for Loudoun United as they beat New York Red Bulls 7-3. And then Adam John, Phoenix Rising, scored 2 goals in their 3-1 win. Great work, as always, from Brian Ware, breaking down the USL Championship Team of the Week. Let's take a look at the storylines. As you see, Asante from Phoenix, 22 goals. That will work. Matt Pickens, that guy's still getting it done.
Yeah, 2 fantastic players at opposite ends of the field. Asante's been amazing for Phoenix as the captain. And it's one of those, I think it's with Matt Pickens, Tambakis was in the mix for that, wasn't he? But unfortunately for him, it goes to Pickens.
This is usually the time when Louisville gets rolling and they're ready. 1 loss in their final 13 games. Red Bulls going the other way. And congrats to Sacramento. They'll be the 29th MLS team. They'll join Major League Soccer in 2022. Of course, Sacramento won the USL back in 2014 in their first year. We are tied at 1 here as Jessica McDonald is in the house, getting ready for Sunday's NWSL Championship game. But here, it's North Carolina FC 1, Birmingham Legion FC 1.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, disaster recovery services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
Continental tires are built for the road, connecting you to all of life's adventures. Whether you drive to live or live to drive, Continental tires deliver the performance you need to tackle those adventures with confidence. Continental Tire, for what you do.
A month from now, you'll be a little older. A year from now, you'll be a little wiser. Will you be stronger? Your best is not behind you. Look forward.
Back on the road. Back in the saddle. Back to the land. Back in the game. Back in the swing of things. Back in the groove. WakeMed Orthopedics, the exceptional care you need to get back your life.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium, USL Championship playoff action. Your number 7 seed North Carolina FC against your number 10 seed Birmingham Legion FC. North Carolina FC was not able to beat Birmingham Legion FC during the regular season, and they are tied here at halftime. Dean Lincoln with Andrew Tate. And Andrew, let's go to work and show you the highlights here in the first half.
Yeah, it was a good first half, lots of action, lots of things to talk about. Dre Fortune here picking one up early after some good pressing from North Carolina FC, and driving one to see if Van Olkel was awake today, and he was equal to that effort.
Dre Fortune, Broughton High School, just down the road from here.
And you can see him just linking well with Lomas. Lomas did really well in that first half, I felt, coming back into the team here, getting the nod. Stephen Miller does brilliantly here, cutely just finds DJ Taylor, who then pulls it back for Al-Badawi, who sweeps it home. But a fantastic move from North Carolina FC, well executed and well finished by Al-Badawi.
Fourth goal of the season for Al-Badawi in limited time. As you said earlier, nothing Van Okel could do it. And Al-Badawi celebrating with some NCFC youth superstars.
Yeah, they're loving that moment, aren't they? But this was the moment. This was sort of summarised, I think, for the first half. Just players kind of looking at each other and kind of not grasping the moment. As a coach, you'd rather two players went for the same ball than nobody. Wilson gets out, gets in there, and a great ball to the back post. Prosper fires it across the box, and Femi there just sticks out one of those long, rangy legs, and for him steers it home. But it's a big moment in the game. Back in it, they've given Birmingham Legion an opportunity now, and some of these things they might not get back. But this was a ball towards the end of the half from Guillen. Falls for Fortune again, who's getting into some good spots. And Van Okel with two great saves. He wasn't expecting the second one, but thankfully for the Birmingham Legion, and more so for Fisher, he was equal to that effort, because nobody was expecting that ball. The look on your face, Dean, when he hit it that way was priceless.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Dre Fortune. Take a look at that. How about that? The shot 7 for North Carolina FC, 3 for Legion FC.
Yeah, it's one of those, like I said, it's finely poised. Birmingham Legion struggled to get into those opportunities, and I think it was North Carolina FC that really gave them that opportunity for the ball in the box, you know, that led to from the free kick. So it's just one of those. Johnson, he came into the game, I think, towards the end of the first half, and it'll be interesting to see if Birmingham Legion can get him involved. He's a very rangy player, and he pops up into space, and he's good on the dribble. And as he became a more prominent figure, that got Birmingham Legion back in the game and back on even terms. So it'll be interesting to see who kind of dominates the second half. But I expect North Carolina FC to come out a lot stronger and really drive things home the way they had a little spell in that first half.
Well, I do think, too, when you start to break down this game, if it's still at 1-1 around minute 60, which would be just 15 minutes in, and you start looking at both benches, Birmingham Legion has some weapons, but North Carolina FC, when you start thinking about Manny Perez, Donovan Iwolo, Robbie Cristo, Austin Deleuze, that's some firepower.
Yeah, exactly, and that's waiting in the wings. So I think that's part of the message probably from Dave Sarachan at half-time is, hey, you guys aren't getting it done right now. We've got these guys sitting here. They're annoyed to be sat next to me right now. They're dying to get in the game. They've got a point to prove. I've given you the nod. You've got now to prove that you're worth it. Otherwise, hey, you'll be sitting next to me.
There's Femi Hollinger-Jansen. He got the equalizer. Getting it by Alex Tambakis. Nazbi Al-Badawi got the first goal for North Carolina FC. And he'll start the second half over the ball. No changes for either side is what we're understanding. So I think that'll be key. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the captain obvious. I think a sub's going to play a big role in this one here, Andrew Tate.
I think that could be a good bet there, Dean. I think that's part of the reason when I quiz them about Cristo not starting. You know, his goals per game ratio, he's won every game, which is a great record as a 4. You're like, what else can I do, coach? But obviously his impact off the bench is something that I think NCFC is looking for today especially.
Second half underway on ESPN Plus alongside NCFC youth coach Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke, delighted to be with you for USL Championship playoff action. Number 7 seed North Carolina FC, number 10 seed Birmingham Legion FC, Wake Med Soccer Park, Cary, North Carolina. Goes through right now DJ Taylor, who got the assist on the goal for Al-Badawi. Taylor will find Dre Fortune. Fortune back to Taylor. Taylor cuts it inside. Al-Badawi back over to Dre Fortune. Fortune to Miller. Miller staying with it. Miller, good ball across. Fisher slides down. Trying to find Lomas, Miller was. Picked up here by Graham Smith. This is a good start here to the second half. Stephen Miller. Now DJ Taylor. Smith leaves it, nobody home though. Lomas not on the same page right there. Barival goes the other way, and Tambakis.
And a good opening sequence there from North Carolina FC, just getting onto that rhythm of passing, the combination play. Al-Badawi just trying to be cheeky and help it around the long corner for Dre Fortune. Didn't quite come off, but his reaction to go and win it back, I think, is exactly what Dave Sarachan would have been preaching at half-time. The combination play and the reaction that when we do lose it, we're focused and aggressive in trying to win it back.
Spies. Lomas. Dowie's going to switch it to Taylor. Taylor. Stephen Miller goes around the ball. Miller stays with it. Boy, he's showing so much strength and power. It's like he's Adonis or something. Is Abadawi. Van Okel comes across his body with the Paul save. And again, that was Miller who started that attack.
Everything he touches at the moment, isn't it, Dean? Everything he touches, he's definitely got the better of Akeem Ward down this right-hand side, causing all types of problems. It's a good ball in. Al-Badawi with a great touch in a tight area, tight and congested, somehow manages to wriggle off a shot. But Van Okel with that top hand, equal to the effort as he usually is, unfortunately, for North Carolina FC.
Throw in Fortune. He's got Guillen. Miller's on the other side. Guillen, at the moment, will drop it to Lomas. Smith over to Spies. Spies now lofted ball to Miller. Miller, good trap. Abadawi, tough ball for Miller. This is what I'm talking about, though. You can't knock him off the ball. Taylor driven in hard. And it'll go off of North Carolina FC. Stephen Miller, I mean, the power, the upper body strength that he has been showing.
He doesn't look like much, does he? Just
no.
A pasty white boy, you know, average build, but he's got pace, he's got some strength, and he's got a great mentality to him, and that's why he wears the armband for North Carolina FC. But I thought they just obviously gave away a goal kick, but just the reaction when they've lost the ball there to go and press straight away and ask questions of Birmingham Legion here.
Akeem Ward wearing the 15 jersey on the ball. Back over to Femi. As you said earlier, Andrew Tate, was those pink shoes that got just a little touch, just a tiny little touch, as Prosper Kasim had that big old windup. Miller will lose it. Is ripping it away. There is Anderson Seydu. They'll go the other way here. Right. Herva. Shot, and Tambakis looked like he was stuck in mud right there, but it was deflected. That was part of the reason, I think.
Yeah, giveaway there in midway through the Birmingham Legion half, and it leads to a great opportunity here in front of North Carolina FC's goal. Heravold strikes it with purpose. I think it flicks off the knee there of Sam Brotherton, I think. Goes out, thankfully, for a corner for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, that replay tells the story on why Tambakis was frozen, because of that deflection. As you see the subs starting to warm up now for Birmingham Legion FC. Minute 50, corner kick. Johnson driven in. Good ball right in front. Johnson will have another shot at it. Tambakis has a beat on it. And just at the last minute, there was some contact there, but he was still able to hang on to it.
And some arms flapping there. I was worried for Alex Tambakis there. Thankfully for him, he was able to pull the ball under control. A lot of bodies in there.
Yeah, it looked like at the last moment, all that confidence that he normally has like disappeared, right? But he still ended up with it.
Running into a crowd's never a good thing as a goalkeeper. And he's like praying the referee was going to give him the decision. He didn't get it, but thankfully for him, the ball landed in a safe position.
Femi with a tough fall to the ground, but he's right back up as he was able to climb over Marios Lomas. 51st minute. Graham Smith.
Thompson not quite happy, I think, there with Femi dribbling at the back. That's exactly what North Carolina FC wants the centre-back doing, dribbling into tight areas and then playing a ball into the midfield for them to break. So Thompson pulling the hair that he's got left out of his head at this time, because that's not what you want your centre-backs doing in a big game like this.
Mikey Lopez. J.J. Williams. Fortune wins it. Abadawi. Now Spies. Spies has not drifted to the center of the park as much as he normally does.
No, I think it's been hard for him to get into the game today. Birmingham Legion did a good job. Asidu, once again, him and Ward there mopping up brilliantly to win the ball back and try and get something started here for this Birmingham Legion side. You can see at times, look, Dean, he's all by himself in that middle. He gets abandoned. They have that confidence that he can do it, and they flood bodies forward.
Ian handle that deflection. Now they'll go through Fortune. Fortune, quick touches. Sometimes Fortune makes it look too easy. It looks like he's not trying, but he is. He just makes it look easy.
Yeah, that's sometimes with good players, when you're looking at them, you can be frustrated with them because it just comes so naturally to them. And you've got to kick them into a gear at times because some of the magic that they pull off is fantastic. And Dre Fortune showed that in the first half at moments. A couple of moments I think he could have been a bit sharper to the ball and a little bit more aggressive to win it back, but that's kind of what you get with some of these players sometimes.
Minute 53, Eastern Conference play-in round. Brotherton steps up. Trying to run it down is Miller. Miller looks like he takes another shot to the head. Miller's already playing with a busted up nose.
Nothing changes in his game, does it? Nothing's changed, that's all. Puts his body on the line. I was interested, I thought somebody touched the ball somewhere. Oh, there's no hand on the ball. There's contact. A little bit of a contact with Stephen Miller's head as well. It's about the 5th time today on top of the Saturday incident as well.
See Miller wearing the captain's armband. Van Okel. Williams and Wright, the two big center forwards for Birmingham Legion FC. Nazmi Abadawi, too much from Miller. Johnson, picked away by Abadawi. Abadawi trying to find Lomas. Lomas is offside though, it'll come back to Birmingham Legion FC. The 2019 USL Championship final promises to be the biggest in league history. And you can tune in Sunday, November 17 at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2 for the biggest match of the 2019 season. It's the Beast of the East and the Best from the West, closing out the season on a national stage. Sunday, November 17th at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. I didn't write that, I just read it, but it is going to be a big game.
And hopefully one of these two teams is there.
55th minute. Smith, Fortune. Spees turns it over. Johnson. Birmingham Legion going the other way, running straight downhill. Numbers are good. Birmingham Legion back across. Tambakis will try to get big. Sweeping in. Tambakis does get big. The extra effort there from Graham Smith, though, able to close down the attempt right there from Kasim, who's already got an assist. Without Graham Smith, it's 2-1 Birmingham Legion FC.
Yeah, without Anderson Asadu, that chance never happens. He wins the ball, drives forward, and then wins the ball back again here for his side. He's everywhere at the moment, and that was a great look. And thankfully for North Carolina FC, they got let off the hook, but Kasim Prosper would love to have that one back, I think.
Throw in.
Yeah, there it is, Anderson Asadu finding Prosper at the backside, but Graham Smith comes flying in, just catches it with his foot there, thankfully. There was a last-ditch effort and he managed to deny the shooting opportunity, which Tambakis was all the more grateful for. Oh, great play here.
Coming in, Prosper Kasim!
Wow, what a chance that was. Great play from JJ Williams coming across to link up there with Prosper. And his little touch there fed it through for Prosper. It was a great chance. He just pulled it. He struck it with such venom, but whipped it past the post. Tambakis, once again, that frozen look. He's just looking to see, please go wide. And thankfully for North Carolina FC, it's just a couple of inches wide of the post.
The man from Ghana, Prosper Kasim, listed as a 5'10", 160-pound forward. He's been dangerous here in the second half, but we're still tied at 1.
Yeah, Kasim spent 2 years in the top flight in Sweden, so he's a player. He's been around a bit, cultured player, got a great left foot, as we saw him creating that first chance, and there you would have expected to find the bottom corner. But Asadu really started to take over in that midfield and get the better of Fortune and Al-Badawi.
Right, back across. The goal is open again. JJ Williams sliding in. And he's just a little bit late, but the last 3 minutes, it's been all Birmingham Legion FC.
Yeah, it's a great ball across the box and right, exactly what he wants as a forward, just out of the reach of JJ Wright. A lot of movement at the moment. coming from the North Carolina bench. I think Coach Dave Sarachan not quite happy with the way the game swung and some of the responses from some of his players after half-time. So we'll be looking to see a change shortly here, Dean.
Van Oekel. Brotherton. Brotherton looking for a whistle. Referee says play on. Miller brings it down. Fortune over to Abadawi. Lomas was offside, so they couldn't play him. Here's Taylor. Spees is on. Spees got to drive it across. Femi sent it back.
That was the moment you were talking about, Dean, him drifting across from that left-hand side, completely unmarked, getting into a great area in that zone there, either side of the 6-yard box. Just wasn't able to quite find the North Carolina foot in the box that he needed.
Taylor keeps it from Smith. Miller. Back over to Taylor. Taylor with a right foot. Aaron Guillen. Fortune. Tough ball. Abadawi back to Fortune. He can hit this! And how about North Carolina FC? Dre Fortune's made it 2-1.
Not sure about those dance moves, Dean, but this is a fantastic goal, I can tell you that. It's great play to get that overload, good combination play. Dre Fortune, great touch, opens his hips and strikes it off the inside of the post. Absolute perfection. Van Oekel, look at him, he's there.
I think Van Oekel got a piece of it.
But that's on a postage stamp in the top corner. I mean, that is absolute fantastic moment from Dre Fortune. You just talked about him a minute ago and the magic he has, and produced it there with a fantastic strike.
Nasby Abadawi's got a goal and an assist. Meanwhile, Dre Fortune with his 8th goal of the season. So he's just one behind Miller and Robbie Christo. Meanwhile, Nasby Abadawi, he's got 4 goals and 5 assists. Again, in a short sample size. So Abadawi and Fortune, we came on the air talking about Nasby Abadawi and Dre Fortune, and those two combined for, if it ended right now, the game winner.
Yeah, you're looking at your Christo ball there, aren't you, Dean? That is amazing stuff, but that was much more like it from North Carolina FC. Getting those overloads of numbers and bodies around the ball, combining quickly. Good ball from the wide right area. Eventually finds Dre Fortune, and that little combination play, touch and finish. And that, I mean, that was worthy of a game winner, but I still feel there's a lot more twists and turns left in this last 30 minutes here, Dean.
Oh, I agree. There's going to be some good soccer indeed. Alex Kamsia over to Graham Smith, who had that blue collar slide, saving the day on that breakaway. We got to remember that play from Graham Smith. Ooh, Fortune, he's going to get a yellow here. He's got to. There was no ball around. That's an automatic yellow, and
yeah, cynical foul there, Dean. I don't like to encourage that type of play. I think he's taken one for his team there, and Brian Wright's taken one for his team as well, because he gets whacked on the shins there, and there's no attempt at playing the ball. He gets a bit lucky with the yellow card, to be honest, because it's a professional foul. He's basically trying to stop them from the counter-attack. Which we don't like.
That's well said.
We don't like to encourage that of young players these days, but at this level, it shows how much every moment, that turnover, it can cost you. So.
Andrew Tate, you're spot on. It could have been a red. Yellow was the right choice, but
it's a very uneasy. It's a very let off of a yellow, and it's a harsh red. But
Johnson off the feet of Miller.
That's where you need a blue card, right? That in between. I think if he does anything else, any sort of infringement now, he'll be on a red for sure.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Big swing there from Femi as he was looking to tie it. Yeah, you're right. Birmingham Legion FC not going to go away. It's Mbaka's forced to parry that long distance shot away. That was 30+ yards, and that one had some swerve on it.
Birmingham Legion, like you said, they're not going to go away. They started the season poorly, and they've had the character all season to get into the playoffs. Great strike from Ward, such venom behind it. Tambakis gets both hands and steers it away. Big moments here, though.
Johnson curving one in. Johnson. Ball back to Ward. off of right, and it'll come back to North Carolina FC. 63rd minute. How about North Carolina FC? They have a 2-1 lead. As the player's down, though.
I think it's Aaron Guillen. Brave challenge for the ball there, making sure that there's no clear free header in the box, and takes one for his troubles.
So that means Caleb Duvernay is going to also warm up. That was not part of the game plan, as you talked to Dave Sarakin.
See here, climbs to the ball. Brian Wright, a big boy, jumping into him, and it looks like he's just knocked his shoulder there. Hopefully it's not dislocated or anything serious. Hopefully it's just a bit of a bang right under that upper body.
Yeah, they list Wright at 200 pounds, and unfortunately I sometimes know what that looks like. And he is not 200 pounds.
Dean, I'm 200 pounds. Come on now. It's all muscle though, right? Muscle weighs more than fat, so he definitely weighs more than me.
Look at Guillen though, tough as nails.
Yeah. And that back four's been really, really good for North Carolina FC the last few weeks of the season, gelling. They're not, none of them are very old. They're not got great years of experience behind them, but young boys earning their bread and making sure that they're fighting here and driving their team forward. We haven't had to say Comsia's name very much or Brotherton's very much. It's all been from an attacking standpoint, but questions will be asked these last 30 minutes or so.
Guillen back in there. We'll see what happens when he has to take some contact. Lomas, hard tackle coming in. It'll be a corner kick, North Carolina FC. Lomas did a good job spinning off and gets the touch for the corner.
Yes, he's everywhere. He's over here now in the left corner trying to prevent a cross. And then he's asking for the goal kick as well, which I'd give it to him based on his performance so far. Looks like Manny Perez is warming up down here, Dean. He's got his shirt stripped, ready to enter the action.
Short corner. Spees.
Interesting who he comes in for. My guess would be Ben Spees.
Yeah, I was going to say Spees. I figure Crystal will maybe come in for Lomas. Flag is down. How's it stay down? Abadawi! Little nudge from behind. Doesn't fall with it, though. As Abadawi, I'll tell you what, you give him that breakaway, and I feel like 6-7 times out of 10, he's going to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, he just wanted that extra second too long, didn't he, for the ball to just roll across his body. It was a great first touch into his path. And then just dallied on a little bit too long, gave Hakeem Ward the chance to use his pace to recover and take away what would have been maybe the third goal and kill a goal in the game.
2-1, North Carolina FC, but Birmingham Legion FC continues to be dangerous. Deflected off of, I think, 2 North Carolina FC players. It'll be a corner kick, Birmingham. Minute 66, Manny Perez, former NC State star. Graham Smith played for George Kiefer at NC State. They got a big 3-2 win last night over Elon, down 2-0. They came back to win that one. The Wolfpack, here's a shot, and Tambakis kind of slow. It's still loose, and it's tied. Tambakis was slow initially, and then Haribo comes over, and once again, the lead is short-lived as Birmingham Legion FC has tied it.
They got a warning sign, I think, a couple of minutes earlier when Ward hit that one from 30 yards out, and he's picked one up there and driven it fantastically. A bit of swerve on it that made it really difficult for Tambakis. And then, I don't know if there's any offside suspicions there, but the ball bounced around and fell to Haribo. But this was it. Ward again strikes it ever so cleanly. A little bit of swerve through a crowd. Tambakis sees it late, parries it to the side. DJ Taylor's there, but it's Haribo cleaning up after that second bite of the cherry and tucks it away into the empty net. Big moment.
You really do got to give Ward a ton of credit, though, for creating all of that with that, as you used that word, a lot of venom on that shot. And then Haribo was there. Tambakis seemed a little late on the shot from Ward. Then he was late getting back up, and Haribo was able to go near post.
I think it caught him by surprise, to be honest. It was swerving away from him, and those ones that bounce just in front of the goalkeeper are always really the hardest to gather or to deal with, because you can't gather them cleanly, and you've got to get them away. And I felt he did a pretty good job of getting it away from the danger area as best he could, but it was one of those.
Stephen Miller. He's got Lomas with Femi last minute. Will send it into the stands. Miller with a great run. Lomas with a great run. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and here it is, great ball. Stephen Miller now switching to the left-hand side with introduction of Perez. Left foot bends it to the far post, and it's Femi's pink cleats again coming up big in that box. Got the goal that equalised at 1-1, and then prevents the danger now.
Smith smokes in the corner. Miller's going to turn on it. Couldn't get any heat with his right foot. Transition. Birmingham Legion handled there by Alex Camcia, the former ACC Defender of the Year for the Tar Heels. Fortune, little touch. Miller goes down, no call to come and stay with Birmingham. 68th minute. Andrew Tate called it, said these next 30 minutes are going to be something. It didn't take long at all for Birmingham Legion FC to tie it, Andrew.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan for Dave Sarakan. He was bringing on Manny Perez to go and get the third and kill off this Birmingham Legion team, because they're not going to go away easy. They've been like that all season, first year franchise, you know, coming into it. Started the season really slowly, but built into it and shown a lot of belief and a lot of character and pluckiness. I think that's epitomised by this young boy, Anderson Asado. He's been absolutely everywhere today.
Yeah, Asado's been solid. A little bowling ball, you cannot knock him off. Sadu, Ward have been solid. Here's Wright trying to get through Brotherton. Brotherton handles that, no problem. Now Abadawi with Johnson closing him. Go off of Johnson, throw in North Carolina FC. Wow, get the lead, and both times Birmingham comes right back and ties it.
They've got nothing to lose. That's the thing. Birmingham Legion coming into this is a free hit for them. You know, they weren't in it, then they're here, and they're happy to be here, and they know the pressure's off. The pressure's all on these big boys now. Today, the big boys, North Carolina FC, sitting at 7th seed. You know, if they advance today, then it'll be Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the Eastern Conference, you know, winners in the regular season. So they'll be an even bigger fish. But I don't think they fear anybody, Birmingham Legion. They've shown that today.
70th minute, tied at 2s. It'll be your full standard FIFA overtime as well.
Well, we saw the courage to give the fans the money's worth on Sunday, didn't we? You know, they had a lot of chances in that second half, couldn't get it done. They got overtime. They bring out some of those super subs, which North Carolina has in their locker today, and then the fans go home. Was it 4-1? I think it finished.
Yeah, 3 goals in overtime. Well said, Andy. As here's Manny Perez.
Just giving the fans the money's worth, you know what I mean? They travel a long way and pay their hard-earned money. Give them every minute they can.
Robbie Crystal running into the locker room. Quick restroom break, and he'll be back out ready to go. Throw in. Dowie gets it back to Taylor. Taylor, Miller will dummy it. Again. Now Fortune pushed to the ground. Manny Perez can get to it. Former star at NC State. Perez, Taylor. For Lomas. Sadu will break out.
Can you just confirm there's only one Anderson Asado on the field, right?
I don't think I can confirm that. He's everywhere. Well said indeed. Andrew Tate. Here's Johnson. Taylor does not dive in, which is good. Brotherton will head it over to Abadawi. Minute 71, tied at 2. Lomas still in there.
Great hold-up play from Lomas there, showing why he's in the starting 11 there to take the pressure off and really get this first attack going here.
Miller over to Manny Perez. This is where he is a thriller, folks. Perez! Oh, off of Femi. That one looked like it may have hurt Fortune. Boy, Manny Perez letting it rip.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to see. And Perez just running at a defender. Ward on his heels, looking a little bit scared there, but manages to get the drive him inside. And Femi's in the right place at the right time again for Birmingham Legion. And that second chance there just wouldn't quite sit for Albadawi or for Fortune for the clean connection they were looking for.
72nd minute. Osby Abadawi got a goal and an assist in this one. Brotherton just seems to win everything, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think he gives up an inch on JJ Williams there, that climbs highest there and does really well.
Johnson, he's been going at a pretty high pace the entire game. Right is open, right, Tambakis. Quality save from Alex Tambakis. Good turn, good fire there from right. Haribo. Jay Taylor with the head of Perez. Femi to Asedu. And now Johnson. You know that whole deal. You score a goal, it's the 5 minutes after you score a goal, right, that are key, and those 5 minutes have been costly to the home team here.
Yeah, just haven't been able to kick on from taking the lead.
That's a good trap. Wow, what a touch. That looked like straight out of the Andrew Tate school right there, that touch from Lomas.
I know what I want to do, Dean. It's pulling it off. That's the problem.
Sent in from Guillen. Ward is there. One of Femi's pink shoes is laying all by its lonesome.
A lot of space is developing in these wide areas at the moment, Dean, as these players start to get a bit leggy on a soft surface today. A lot of rain happened here over the weekend.
Prosper Kassim from Ghana. Back over to Johnson. Femi still working on his shoes.
Can't miss him, can he? Good pressing from North Carolina FC here, shifting the lineup, but Femi finds the ball into Brian Wright's feet. Not going to say that too many times.
Haribo. Equalizer for Birmingham Legion FC. Prosper Kassim. Now Johnson. Prosper Kassim has made an impact in this game. So has Ward. So is this man with a goal. And then, of course, you talked about Asedu and all his work.
Yeah, there's a lot of rotation in there, but they've all got their jobs. They're all contributing. They're a difficult proposition to tackle.
Right. Dowd. Ian. Picked off there by Lopez. Mikey Lopez. Williams turns. Oh, wow. J.J. Williams could still be playing college soccer, but signed by the Columbus Crew and almost made it 3-2.
Change for North Carolina here. The big man, super sub.
So Robbie Cristo comes on for Marius Lomas.
Yeah, and here's the chance. It was good, confident play from Birmingham Legion. JJ Wright getting on his left foot. Just gets a little underneath it. Tambakis had it covered as he just raises his hands to sort of say it's going over the bar. But Birmingham Legion growing in confidence, creating more opportunities, and the danger is there that they could take the lead here, and that could be curtains for North Carolina FC as we're getting down inside the last 15 minutes here. And Dave Sarachan pulling out his trump card, I think, there with Robbie Cristo, hoping that he's got the magic to ask that question of can we wear the mask or not wear the mask, Coach?
Well, and Andrew Tate, here's the key as well. You've made 2 of your 3 subs. You've got overtime looming, so you probably got to hang on to one, right?
Yeah, it's a stick or twist, isn't it? No foul there. And there's that spacing on those wide areas. Both teams getting very narrow defensively and leaving space on the weak side.
Sent back. Abadawi turning. Fortune. Miller. Manny Perez in for Spies. Crystal in for Lomas. So my point is, do you think Dave Sarakin will wait, or will he go for it in regulation as far as subs?
I think right now you wait to see what the effects of Perez and Cristo are. I think you've got the most dangerous weapons on the field right now. I think you sort of save one to see if there's an injury, or maybe you need to go defensive change later on.
Yeah, I agree. Shot from distance there.
I guess the only other one that's maybe comes to mind is a Wolo, right? But if he's not 100% fit, is he really going to impact more so than the players that are on the field? Only Dave Sarakin knows the answer to that question.
We also have Austin Deleuze, whereby if they do get a goal in regulation, you bring him on just to control the game because he's such a smart player.
And that's where I think at times Saidu has kind of run the show a little bit and dominated over Al-Banawi and Fortune when they've not had the ball. So he would certainly add some experience and an old head in there, been there, done it, along with the quality he possesses on the ball.
79th minute. Eastern Conference play-in round, USL Championship playoffs, WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium, Cary, North Carolina. We'll be rocking here on Sunday. The NWSL Championship game, Chicago Red Stars, North Carolina Courage. Courage go for back-to-back doubles. Throw in here for Birmingham. Johnson switches it to Lopez.
We haven't seen a sub for Birmingham Legion on the other side, have we?
No.
A lot of players warming up right now.
See the pink pennies. There's the Birmingham Legion FC players warming up. Johnson. Pair of a right, like a handball. Didn't see much from Wright in the first half, but I'm telling you what, second half, I'm seeing him use that body. Saidu over to Ward. Ward not afraid to crack it here as he cuts back, and he does crack it. Catches Tambakis kind of off guard again, and it'll be a corner kick Birmingham.
Yeah, I think Perez has got to do better there to show him onto his left foot. We've seen him strike two already with his right peg, so we know he's right-footed. He's usually playing at right back. He cuts inside all too easy here and works Tambakis again. It's that swerve again. It's going towards that bottom corner. Wow. Tambakis does well to beat it away for a set piece.
That was a good look right there by our crew, because it looked like Tambakis had it, but then on that final swerve, moving both fists.
Yeah, you got to get away from the danger.
Parry it away. Johnson's been serving good balls. There's Crystal. That's another weapon he'll bring. Loose ball, and it goes off of right and out of bounds.
Some really scary moments for North Carolina FC at the moment there. Brian Wright onside, about 8 yards out, unmarked. Thankfully for North Carolina FC, that he didn't realize how much time and space he had.
Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the Championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Crystal. This is his time, folks. 9 goals, most of them in that super sub row. Manny Perez, how did he bring that one down? Now he'll square it over to Miller. Miller! I thought he was going to take a shot. I really did. He had Guillen making that run, but when he touched it inside, Andrew Tate, I thought he was going to let it rip.
Yeah, so the Birmingham Legion thought that too, and read it really, really well, and now they're on the front foot going forward the other way.
Switch it over to Johnson. Seam. Saidu. Good little move back to Prosper Kassim. Taylor's got to be careful. J.J. Williams. Williams, that's a great move. That is a phenomenal move. J.J. Williams, as he's breaking the ankles there of Alex Kamsia, takes the shot, and just misses.
I think all the Birmingham Legion players and staff thought that was going to end up in the back of the net. Great play from Kasim. Williams just shifts and shifts, gets that little bit of space from Conseil as he slips, and he just drags that shot past the near post. You really expect a player of J.J. Williams' quality to hit the target there. And these are chances, big chances for Birmingham Legion. I'm interested to see if they pay for them, because North Carolina FC have some weapons going the other way. They're not showing it right now, the quality they have. They're struggling to get a grip of the game. Right now it's Birmingham Legion's momentum at the moment that's carrying them forward.
Mikey Lopez has it. Bacchus. Taylor. Fortune. Manny Perez. Perez. Ball at his feet. So fast. Drops it over. Cristo! So close. Cristo and Van Oekel collide. Two big boys with the collision. And you see the referee right away calling for someone to come help Matt Van Oekel as he ran into the best there of Robbie Cristo.
Yeah, I think a really brave goalkeeping for that one there, because he had to challenge and throw himself at it. Did enough to make Cristo not get good contact on it, but he's paying the price for it right now. But Manny Perez just showing that fleet of foot, getting beyond the defender, steering across the 6-yard box, and I think he just catches the knee of Cristo there in the head, but throwing himself to the body, you put your life on the line a little bit, especially against big Robbie Cristo in the box. I think you're always going to come off worst in that battle, no matter who you are. But great play from Fortune to feed the ball into Perez. Perez feeds it across the box into that corridor of uncertainty. And Cristo, usually so clinical in that area, couldn't quite get that deft touch that he's known for. But Van Oekel coming up big in that moment. He's a big, strong boy.
Yeah, we've been getting used to Cristo with the late game heroics, right? We thought he had it again there, but Van Oekel, who has been so good here at Wake Med Soccer Park when he's taken on North Carolina FC and even formerly named Carolina Railhawks, he has stood on his head. It's actually rare to see him pick two out of the net. He almost picked that third one, but as you said, sacrificing everything to make sure that Cristo doesn't score.
That's how much it matters at this point. Good opportunity for both teams, though, to kind of get together. I saw the North Carolina FC players huddling together, trying to have a quick chat and correct some of the problems that Birmingham Legion are causing for them. Try and get a grip of this game, because at the moment it's swinging back and forth, and as the better team this year in the league, you want to be the team in control, and right now you toss a coin to decide who's going to win this one.
Tom Sohn appears to be hanging on, right, to his subs. Almost as if he knew overtime was coming, because it's like a second game. Yeah. It's 30 minutes.
I think he's just happy. He's really quite pleased with the way this game sort of panned out. They've answered the things that North Carolina have thrown at them. There's still a few things that they could tweak at the back to deal with some of the problems, but they've reacted to everything really, really well. DJ Taylor getting away with one there. That certainly looked like it came off his forearm.
Bacchus. Cristo. Boy, the transition for Birmingham Legion FC, when it's on, they go.
And they know they've got a Sadio behind them that'll do everything they need.
Turnovers, they try to find Miller. Miller finally looks like he's slowing down just a little bit. Hervel, get it back. Now, Perez, one little touch. He can go, folks. He'll get it to Cristo. Cristo now pushed to the ground, and he'll get the call. Robbie Cristo goes down.
But a smart play on the Birmingham back four. A couple of moments earlier, the ball came into Cristo, and instead of going in and fighting for the ball, they dropped off, and he nodded it down and gave it back to Birmingham. It's one of those, just why go and fight a battle that you're not going to win, Dean? You know what I mean? Let him go and pick the ball up on his halfway line and do his thing, instead of stepping out and leaving space behind for a Perez and Al-Badawi, a Fortune to cause problems.
Excellent point. So great to be joined by Andrew Tate. Here is Manny Perez. Perez Right back over to Abadawi, the two former Wolfpack players. Combination. Ripped away there by Asadu.
One thing I'll say, Dean, is we talked about the subs and how North Carolina used them. The benefit that Birmingham had this past weekend was based on the North Carolina result against St. Louis. Birmingham knew going into Sunday they were finishing in 10th spot. So it was they got to play a few players that don't normally play, rest a few legs, and only 5 of the players that played today played in that game. And some of them only played a cameo role, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. So they're the fresher of the two sides here. And at the moment, you kind of say that's showing.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the game being stretched.
Right. Yeah, well said, because even Stephen Miller finally appears to be human, right, as he's slowing down just a little bit.
Yeah.
And here he is, Miller. Manny Pettis stays stretched out over on the right side. Let's see if it eventually will find it. His way to number 2, Fortune. That's a turnover.
Great tackle, what a tackle from Graham Smith.
That's that blue-collar mentality. So good for George Kiefer at USF, and how nice is it to have him here. This guy doesn't get enough credit for the work he does.
I think he was giving him a foot and 100 pounds on that challenge. JJ Williams bearing down him, but he read it so well that he wanted to cut inside and nipped in and did a really good job.
That's a tough ball for Cristo. Looks like Smith wanted Cristo to trap that, but it wasn't a real good ball to him. It was in the air at his knees.
He usually pulls them all down no matter how you fire him at the big man.
I don't know about that. Here's Femi. We're gonna have some extra time for sure. Taylor can't take care of it. Prosper Kassim got some weapons. In and around the 6. Wright and Williams. Johnson's been good. Taken away there by Smith. Femi. Dave Sarakin is ready to bounce it to Manny Pettis. Abadawi back to Pettis. Pettis will tuck inside. When he wants to go, he can go as he's knocked to the ground. It'll be a free kick opportunity for the very dangerous Manny Pettis, who will leave it. Quickly, here's Smith. North Carolina FC going to try to win it in regulation. Manny Pettis over to Abadawi. Tough ball for him. Femi's going to leave it for Van Oekel. We'll get the word now. 3 minutes, I think, is going to be the number. 3 minutes of added time before we're forced to go to overtime. And who knows, penalty kicks, as looks like finally Tom Sone's going to make a change as well.
Yeah, looks like Avala's going to come into the middle and try and freshen up some of the play in there. He's an experienced campaigner as well. Been around a few of the clubs in the USL. My guess would be Heravo for Avila, but any bets from you, Dean?
I think 21, yeah, I think you're right. Heravo probably be the man. I'm going to ride you on that one.
That means we both go out in a blaze of glory. Both of us are on. Is there one more moment, Dean? One more moment.
There's about 2 minutes left here in this added time. Oof. Play advantage. Touched here to Manny Pettis. Pettis. Good tackle there from Ward. Kept in bounds. Guillen will find Miller. Still plenty of time. There's 90 seconds left. Brotherton. Nasby Abadawi. Abadawi. Too far for Miller. Miller now. Miller's got a chance to serve it in. Headed out of there. Miller will get another chance. Smith will give it to him. Miller feeling the contact. Miller trying to rip it through. Nasby Abadawi, a goal and an assist. Was hoping that it would leak through to Manny Perez. It doesn't. 45 seconds remaining. Alex Kamsia, great tackle. Taylor's got Manny Perez on his right. Taylor's going to give it to him. Manny Perez, 1 touch, 2 touches, down near the end line. Perez turning back, and he'll give it away. Overtime seems imminent now. There's about 30 seconds left. Now about 15 seconds. Cutting back. Williams wins it. That's going to do it. Williams, J.J. Williams, seconds remaining, and that will do it. You felt like he was going to take a shot. J.J. Williams did it, and Birmingham Legion FC with a bit of a stunner.
Absolutely, Dean. Stunner is the word. I mean, you called it. 15 seconds left. The clock was running out, and he does absolutely brilliantly. Guillen lets him come inside on that favoured left foot. He weaves one way, weaves the other, cuts it back onto that left foot, and absolutely hammers it into the left-hand corner. And Tambak is a full stretch, couldn't get there. Fantastic play from J.J. Williams, showing that MLS quality that the Crew obviously drafted him for.
Big-time goal scorer last year for Kentucky. Scored 14 goals last year for the Kentucky Wildcats, who were just one game against Maryland from making the College Cup, as Donovan Iwolo is probably going to come on here, and the referee will probably give North Carolina FC 3 or 4 passes and then blow the whistle here.
Yeah, I mean, it's one throw of the dice is almost like an NFL kickoff right here, or an onside kick or whatever, right? They're all lined up on the halfway line. There may be one chance here if they're hoping there's one chance or time for one chance. I'm not sure that there is, though.
So now Guillen will bomb it forward. They try to find Cristo. He'll knock it back across, looking for Iwolo. Can he get a little touch on it? They're going to need a crank, and that probably will do it right there, as Johnson, and twice North Carolina FC had the lead. Twice Birmingham Legion FC came back, and then J.J. Williams with what will be the winner in this one. And a brilliant season for North Carolina FC under their new coach, Dave Sarakin. Kurt Johnson, the president general manager, making some changes with the personnel, but Heartbreak City here.
Still going here, though, Dean.
It is.
Tom Soane's pulling his hair out.
There it is.
There's the time. Big, big win for Birmingham Legion. I think this is the beauty and the beast of football at this level. There's nothing. I think coming into people projected it was 80% likelihood that North Carolina was going to win. It doesn't matter about those predictions. It's all about on the day. North Carolina had some chances. Birmingham Legion had some chances, but they took more of theirs, and they're worthy winners, I think, going on to the next round. They took the chances in the big moments, and the game got stretched, and that's not where North Carolina FC is at their best, unfortunately.
J.J. Williams. Big reason why Kentucky is now on the map as far as NCAA college soccer. They got a nice program there. Matt Van Okel let 2 get by, but saw his team claw back in it. That's the hero right there, though.
Yeah, absolutely. They kept him quiet for most of the game, but he had a couple of moments, didn't he? In that second half, he became more of a prominent figure. But I tell you what, going into their next game against Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they are going to be a very tough thorn in Pittsburgh's side. I think obviously last weekend they played, and I think it was a very straightforward victory, but that was a different game altogether. They're a very difficult proposition for the Pacers, and now here you see it. Cutting in Guillen, just trying to stay with him. I think almost Stephen Miller almost gets in the way of Guillen a little bit, and that caused the traffic and the confusion, which created the space for J.J. Williams. And that left foot hammer shows great feet, but the left foot hammer here makes an unstoppable strike.
Andrew Tate, we came on the air talking about Nasby Abadawi and Dre Fortune for North Carolina FC. They were brilliant. We also came on the air talking about number 11, J.J. Williams, and he's the hero.
Yeah, we talked about Cristo as well, but sadly for North Carolina, it's J.J. Williams that goes away the hero. And Birmingham Legion coming into it, their season's they've been written off, I think, from day one, but they're going through to the next round, and they're a team that has nothing to lose, and a team that gave everything today to get the result.
see the heartbreak. Aaron Guillen down on the ground. J.J. Williams making his rounds.
Sad end to the season for North Carolina FC. They had so much promise, and obviously with the Courage making it into the final this coming weekend, and they were just hoping to kick their season on into the next round. And it's a cruel game at times because they've looked a really good side at spells during the season, and today I don't think they were at their best.
So Birmingham Legion FC, they'll face Pittsburgh, the Riverhounds, who won the Eastern Conference. As you see right there, they move forward to take on Pittsburgh. The other game we understand is headed toward overtime. The Fury in Charleston. Final comments about a great season for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, really positive. First-year coaching staff to make the playoffs, finish 7th. You know, have a great home record here, lots of wins. I think they were second most points at home. A young side. It's a team that I think can get better next year with a few adjustments, but there's a core of a really, really good group here, and something they can build on hopefully for the future.
All right, Andrew Tate, a pleasure to work with you. I want to thank Jorge Acuna and then Kyle Lang and his amazing crew all year long. Brian Ware doing great research. Savannah, Rosanna, Dana Revel, Ian Lang, the entire crew. I'm Dean Linke. For each and every one of us at North Carolina FC, we thank you for your support. Get your season tickets. We'll see you Sunday when the Courage take on Chicago.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.